Richard Kirk. I'm the digital marketing manager for Romex Canada. We are the world leader and supplier of permeable hardscape materials. So we do anything from permeable paver bedding to permeable jointing to all sorts of aggregate binding technologies as well. This for over 30 years. We're in 27 countries across the world, and we've been in Canada for the last 5 years. We have a base in Vancouver. We have a base over in Ontario as well, and we now have representation down in the United States as well. A really simple connection made down at a local brewery on a few pints on a Friday night. So it was actually, I think, my older brother who started the business here in Canada that obviously used to frequent the local water and hole with yourself. And after a few pints, I think you guys got chatting, never realized, I think, from what he said, what you actually did for work. And obviously with the business just starting and needing some help in the digital space so initially, I think it was just to create a website and get something going, up and running. A very simple task in the first place that's obviously grown and developed over the last 4.5 years. But initially, it was just a local connection and essentially local people helping each other out to start and grow their own businesses. Not only not having the expertise in-house, but not having the time to take all those things on, along with the usual challenges of getting a business up and running and off the ground. So initially it was, just to get help with the things that we weren't experts in, and to do our website really well and get help with launching our social media platforms, and then really starting to look into all the different avenues and ways that all the different parts of digital marketing kind of interlink and affect each other. And then especially over the last 12 months, as we've been on the online growth, really developing some of those areas like our Google SEO, YouTube ads, and putting some money behind some Google ads, and really starting to see how that really affects and generates more traffic to our website, which has in turn led to more inquiries and more calls for our sales team, which has been awesome. So it's really just been piece by piece working with you guys on a monthly basis, which has been awesome to keep adding things in and always reviewing what works and keep the good momentum that we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years, keep it growing. Our goal year on year is about 10%, I think. And we've been there or thereabouts. We had everybody a big impact with COVID, and we had to switch our strategy quite significantly with that to much more focus on homeowner DIY and landscape contractor, which then fed into our marketing and our website and how we were going after those people. So there's definitely been steady growth throughout the last 3 or 4 years. It's not quite been I don't think in the areas that we were anticipating, but the growth has been there. And as a whole, we've managed to piece by piece build things up at a fairly steady rate. One way we've done that, like you mentioned, is to expand our reach and our geographic locations. So we obviously started up on the west coast of Canada here in Vancouver. Right before COVID, we opened up with 2 guys on the ground in Ontario. So then obviously our digital marketing has to match and start supporting the guys out in Ontario to try and drive interest and engagement and traffic and leads out there. And then within the last 12 months, we've also taken the United States under our wing as the headquarters here in Vancouver. So then again, our marketing was expanded and shifts to starting to play into some of those guys as well. So our revenues have steadily increased, but as have our geographic locations in the parts of North America that we're really putting our time and focus into as well. So it's really been a really kind of shifting model over the past few years, which has been interesting. How long have you got? It's just, so many different ways. Like I said, there's so many nuances in the digital marketing world, from the website itself to Google to having an assessment of our social media platforms from Carly, to entering into new things like YouTube ads and revisiting Google ads. So it's been like North Shore Digital have helped us with anything and everything within the digital marketing space that we've discussed or brought to your attention, or even more importantly, in some cases, the recommendations that we get back from you guys on a monthly basis, and then taking those recommendations and then putting them into action. We've seen, especially with going on to the growth plan, the power of putting those recommendations into practice and then seeing the results come back through the analytics. So I feel like we've touched email marketing is another one. I've talked to Can and we briefly touched on that stuff. There's so much that we can do. On our side, we're still a one-man band. If we had more people to help out with some of this stuff, then I'd be very confident that there's nothing from your guys' side, I feel like, that you don't have a really good handle on, that we couldn't get really solid advice and recommendations on, whether that's to do something or it's to not do something for whatever reason. I think that's equally important as well. No, I think everything that we've tried and put into practice and even put money behind in terms of advertising has always had really good returns for us. So our website is mainly, its main function is really to be educational. We don't have e-commerce. We don't try and sell through the website, but we do try and give people a certain level of information to help them understand what is potentially the right product or solution for them, whether they're a homeowner, a contractor, or a landscape architect, because all those groups are typically looking for something a bit different. So some of the key metrics that we find are important and we track are our users. We're currently seeing on a monthly basis between 4,000 and 5,000 users and new users per month, which is great. I think only two and a half years ago, our users were anywhere between 500 and 1,000. So just in the last 2 years, and specifically in the last 12 months, we're 4 to 5 times the users per month what we were previously seeing. Our sessions have gone right up. We're often in excess of 20,000 sessions and page views per month as well, which again, they were in that 3 to 5,000 sort of range previously. So everything, especially in the last 1 to 2 years, is between 3 and 5 times. And then one thing that we really started to pay attention to was where people were actually going on their site, tracking downloads. So it gives us feedback on documentation that is the most popular, which ones are the most downloaded. That gives us a bit of insight into the type of consumers or users that are visiting our site, because there's DIY products there, or there's technical specs for landscape architects there. And then our connection through the dealer network that we've got now. So not only having our dealers visible and present on the site, but actually looking at how many people are clicking on our find a store button, where people go and they find the location that's closest to them, where they can sort of buy Romex products. And seeing those analytics on a monthly basis and the amount of calls that we're receiving increasing has been great to see. But yeah, it's probably over the time I've been really involved, the last sort of 2.5 years, it's grown as much as 5 times, and that's across the board. On a personal level, I had a little bit of marketing experience like prior to joining in Romex, but not a ton. So learning on the job with this one for sure. So yeah, I'd say there's been, on my side of things, there's been huge personal growth with working with you guys. I don't have an internal marketing team here with specialists that I can bounce ideas off. So like I say to Ashley often, I treat you guys as basically as my team, because you're the guys that I work with basically all the time on this stuff. Yeah, between yourself, Ira, and Khan, like you guys are specialists in what you do. Yeah, to learn your strategies and tactics and techniques for online growth and brand awareness has been huge for me to kind of, I think that real world on the job experience is often as good as, if not better than, taking some formal education, which I've done on the side as well and found that useful. So yeah, it's pushed me to keep expanding and get formal education in it, but as well as learning on the job with you guys as well. All those things, have helped to move us along as well. And it's helped me relay those messages internally to our team as well. So our leadership team, picking up some of the recommendations that you guys make and using the report that we get from you guys, which is so great, because it takes what could be really complicated and makes it really easy for them guys to see for themselves. But then when I have to present on certain things, to really show those guys where the money's been spent, why it's been spent, and then the results are really easy for those guys to see as well. It's helped us all understand the digital world quite a bit more than any of us did before. And yeah, you don't have to be super specialized to have a great knowledge to read this information and understand it. Go on the growth plan early. We noticed a huge difference in what happened when we went on the growth plan. It's obviously you pay extra for it, but I feel since we've gone on the growth plan, we get much more value for our time and money because of the work that you guys do in the background. And then also it validates the work that I do. So there's not that much point in me doing a ton of work and creating new material and making all these updates on my end if nobody's seeing it on the other end. And what the growth plan does, or has done, it's done a fantastic job of pushing us out into places that we maybe weren't as visible before, increasing our rankings on the Google pages, making keywords rank higher for people searching for some of our products. And just, our engagement and traffic through the website has increased exponentially just from being on that growth plan. So I would say anybody that's serious about their digital presence and gaining new business through their website, I would commit to the growth plan and essentially get the most out of the services that they're paying for.